Welcome to quiz class. Today we have 100 questions on nostalgia, a quiz for seniors. And we have our quiz class awards. Let us know how you ranked in the comments. And we have 6 different categories today. The categories are art and DIY, games, entertainment, remember this, toys, and hobbies and pastime. So let's begin with question number 1 on art, DIY, and production. What is the name of a popular brand of vintage sewing machines? Opera, Rhyme, or Singer? Singer. What are chia pets used for? Toys for your pets, growing plants indoors, or growing herbs in small gardens? Growing plants indoors. What were doilies typically used for? Hanging on walls as decorations, as a stylish hat, or protecting surfaces from scratches or stains? Protecting surfaces from scratches or stains. What are film developing tanks used for? Developing photographic film, storing camera lenses, or mixing chemicals? Developing photographic film. What sizes were floppy disks commonly available in? 4-inch and 2-inch, 5-inch and 3-inch, or 8-inch and 6-inch? Five-inch and 3-inch. How is carbon paper used? Create documents without the need of a pen, to create duplicates or copies of documents, or used with typewriters to erase mistakes on a document? To create duplicates or copies of documents. What materials are hand-painted china plates typically made of? Porcelain or bone china, glass or porcelain, or crystal glass? Porcelain or bone china. What is light bright used for? Building structures, creating illuminated art designs, or creating professional neon signs? Creating illuminated art designs. What is the process of creating shrinky-dinks? Cut, color, and leave to dry, color, cut, and bake, or sew, paint, and bake? Color, cut, and bake. What materials are embroidered handkerchiefs typically made from? Polyester or nylon, cotton, linen, or silk, or wool or acrylic? Cotton, linen, or silk? No multiple choice here. What did Edward Craven Walker invent? The lava lamp. What is the name of the creative drawing toy that makes use of gears to make beautiful designs? The spirograph. True or false, the screen of an Etch-a-Sketch is filled with quick. False. It's with aluminum powder. Dresden, Mason, and Ladro are some popular styles of vintage porcelain figurines. True or false? This is true. Screwdrivers, pliers, wrenches, and hammers are some common contents of vintage sewing kits. True or false? This is false. And let's move on to entertainment. Question 16. 8-bit video game cartridges were used to play games on various gaming consoles during the 50s and early 60s. True or false? This is false. This was in the 80s and early 90s. True or false? The Atari 2600 was released on September 11, 1977. True or false? This is true. Which iconic electronics and entertainment company introduced the Betamax video player in 1975? No multiple choice here. Sony. What were boom boxes with dual cassette decks used for? No multiple choice here. To play and record music on cassette tapes. What was the unique interface feature of the first iPod? Touchscreen, scroll wheel, or keypad? Scroll wheel. What was the standard film format used in the first film projectors? 8mm, 16mm, or 35mm? 35mm. No multiple choice here. What was Marilyn Monroe's first movie? Scudda-hoo, scudda-hey. When was the Bop It game first introduced? In the early 1940s, the mid-1960s, or the late 1990s? The late 1990s. How much storage did the first iPod have? 5 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes, or 32 gigabytes? 5 gigabytes. What is the objective of the game Cootie? To build a bug the fastest, to see who is grossed out first, or to be the last one to fall down the pit? To build a bug the fastest. What is the objective of the operation game? To perform a surgical operation the fastest, to remove ailments from Cavity Sam's body, or to diagnose medical conditions on Jane Doe? To remove ailments from Cavity Sam's body. What is Mad Libs? An electronic game, a word game, or a card game? A word game. What was the inspiration for the creation of Pong? A ping pong game on the Magnavox Odyssey, an arcade boxing game, or the children's game Simon Says? A ping pong game on the Magnavox Odyssey. Who created the game Rock'em Sock'em Robots? Taito, Mattel, or Atari? Mattel. What is the gameplay of the Simon electronic game? Remembering and repeating sequences, knocking the other 3 opponents off, or controlling a laser cannon to shoot down aliens? Remembering and repeating sequences. Let's go to Grandma's house. What are vinyl records made of? Perspex, plastic, or PVC? PVC. Who introduced the first instant camera? Polaroid, Canon, or Kodak? Polaroid. Who introduced cassette tapes in 1963? Siemens, Philips, or Panasonic? Philips. What was the first commercially successful photographic process? Daguerreotype, mechanical, or Polaroid? Daguerreotype. What are the vintage telephones with round finger wheels called? Dial-up telephones, roller phones, or rotary telephones? Rotary telephones. No multiple choice here. What is the name of the first successful record player invented by Thomas Edison in the 19th century? The phonograph. When did metal lunchboxes become popular? During the 50s and 60s, during the 70s and 80s, or during the 1990s and the 2000s? During the 50s and 60s. What material are Tupperware containers made from? High quality plastic, acrylic glass, or perspex? High quality plastic. What format did Betamax compete with in the videotape format war? DVD, Blu-ray, or VHS? VHS. Question 40. What led to the decline of 8-track tapes? The introduction of 9-track tapes, the lack of availability, or introduction of more compact and versatile formats? The compact and versatile formats. No multiple choice. What is quilting? Sewing layers of fabric together. What are some popular patterns for China tea sets? Old Country Roses and Blue Magnolia, stripes, chevron and plaid, or animal prints and camouflage? Old Country Roses and Blue Magnolia. What are rocking chairs known for? Being soothing and comfortable, being inspired by thrones, or being durable and sturdy? Being soothing and comfortable. How are wind-up clocks powered? Batteries and magnets that you shake, a long metal belt that is wound up, or a mainspring that is manually wound? A mainspring that is manually wound. What led to a decline in the popularity of pocket watches? The introduction of smartphones, the introduction of wrist watches, or it became a niche? The introduction of wristwatches. Let's move to hobbies and activities. What was the original name of the game that eventually became Monopoly? The wealth accumulation game, the capitalist game, or the landlord's game? The landlord's game. When was the first working television system demonstrated publicly? 1906, 1926, or 1946? (1926). What company introduced the VHS format? JVC, Sony, or Panasonic? JVC. What is the main purpose of a pogo stick? To provide a fun and active way to enjoy outdoor play, to help with balance and coordination, or to assist with walking long distances? To provide a fun and active way to enjoy outdoor play. Which of these could you collect from the Charlie's Angels franchise? Bottle caps, stickers, or trading cards? Trading cards. What is the concept behind sea monkeys? Instant pets that really look alive, brine shrimp that hatch from their eggs in water, or genetically muted fish that can live without water? Brine shrimp that hatch from their eggs in water. What is the name of this classic spinning activity toy? Pogo spinner, topsy-turvy, or sit and spin? The sit and spin. What is Scrabble a board game version of? Crossword, Mad Libs, or Speak Out? Crossword. Is Rubik's Clock a puzzle with rotating gears, a mechanical puzzle with 9 clocks on each side, or a digital clock that looks like a Rubik's Cube? A mechanical puzzle with 9 clocks on each side. What is the name of the electronic educational toy created by Texas Instruments? Speak and Shout, Math and Spell, or Speak and Math? Speak and Math. No multiple choice here. What is the objective of Rubik's Cube? To restore each face of the cube to a single color. No multiple choice here. What is the name of the 8-ball that can predict your future? Magic 8 Ball. No multiple choice here. What is magic sand? Sand coated with a hydrophobic compound. What is the name of Gary Dahl's quirky solution for a low-maintenance pen that gained immense popularity in the 70s? No multiple choice here. And here we have the pet rock. How was silly putty invented? No multiple choice here. Accidentally. Let's go to remember this. How is the audio transmitted in drive-in theaters? Through traditional drive-in speakers, through FM radio frequencies, or through large speakers under the screen? Through FM radio frequencies. What is the main ingredient in Pop Rocks candy? Flavoring, carbon dioxide gas, or sugar? Sugar. What is the concept behind mood rings? The rings change color based on body-brain activity. A person's body temperature reflects their emotional state, or magnetic fields around the body. A person's body temperature reflects their emotional state. Who originally wore bell-bottom pants for practical reasons? Nurses, the counterculture movement, or sailors in the U.S. Navy? Sailors in the U.S. Navy. What is the purpose of butter crocks? To keep butter fresh and spreadable, to keep butter cold and solid, or to serve butter at the dining table? To keep butter fresh and spreadable. Who was one of the original cast members of the television series Charlie's Angels? Jerry Halliwell, Farrah Fawcett, or Pamela Anderson? Farrah Fawcett. What decade did the modern concept of platform shoes begin to take shape? The 1980s, the 1950s, or the 1930s? The 1930s. Which franchise originated from American greetings? The Care Bears, Freddy Teddy, or Hug-a-Lot? The Care Bears. No multiple choice here. What technology was once the dominant technology for television displays? The cathode ray tube, or CRT. Question 70. When did fax machines start gaining commercial popularity? In the 1970s and 80s. The development of dial-up modems can be traced back to military and defense systems. True or false? This is true. No multiple choice here. What led to the decline in the use of milk deliveries? supermarkets and containers made from cheaper materials. True or false, a punch card machine was used for data processing and information storage. This is true. True or false, the popularity of glass bottles for milk delivery declined in the early 1960s. This is false. It only declined in the 1990s. What is the purpose of egg coddlers? Poach eggs by placing them directly into water, boiled eggs by placing them directly into the water, or soft cook eggs without placing them directly into water? Soft cook eggs without placing them directly into water. Let's move on to toys. What was the original purpose of the Slinky toy? To stabilize ship equipment, to build various structures, or to be the world's most mesmerizing toy? To stabilize ship equipment. What is another name for the change a record music box? Dandy DJ, Fisher Price record player, or Mattel Maestro? Fisher Price record player. What inspired the invention of Tinker Toys? Accidental invention, children playing with sticks and spools, or scaffolding in construction? Children playing with sticks and spools. What was the original name of the Fisher Price chatter telephone? Talkback telephone, operator, or chatterbox? Talkback phone. In which decade was the Little People toy brand originally produced? The 1920s, the 1960s, or the 1990s? The 1960s. No multiple choice here. What material is Stretch Armstrong made of? Latex rubber. What was the first Little People playset introduced by Fisher Price? Play Action Garage, Play Family Barn, or Play Family House? The Play Family Barn. Which of these is a Nerf ball? A or B? A is the answer. How many monkeys are typically included in a barrel of monkeys? 13, 24, or 30? 13. No multiple choice here. What game was Skip It based on? The game Lemon Twist. Question 86. What were the original G.I. Joe action figures made of? Metal, plastic, or wood? Plastic. Which of these is called glowworm? A or B? A is the answer. What could popples transform into? Ball shape, a car, or a scary monster? A ball shape. No multiple choice here. What set micro machines apart from other toy vehicles? Small size with intricate details. Question 90. When was Teddy Ruxpin introduced? 1945, 1965, or 1985? 1985. Let's go to our mystery round. What was the intention behind creating the My Buddy doll? To appeal to young girls and teach them about caring for pets, to appeal to young boys and teach them about caring for their friends, or to appeal to both boys and girls and teaching them about sharing? To appeal to young boys and teach them about caring for their friends. What was the purpose of the Viewmaster when it was first introduced? A camera rig for taking stereo photographs, a toy for playing video games, or an alternative to postcards? An alternative to postcards. What is the Rubik's snake made of? 118 cubes, 56 spheres, or 24 wedges? 24 wedges. No multiple choice. What movie featured the Speak and Spell toy? Toy Story and E.T. the Extraterrestrial. No multiple choice. What was the name of this low-riding tricycle introduced by Louis Marx and Company? Big Wheel. What was the original material used for Mr. Potato Head's body? A real potato, wood, or plastic? A real potato. What were the original troll dolls made of? Wood, plastic, or latex? Wood. What was the Viewmaster used for during World War II? Artillery spotting and aircraft identification, entertainment for soldiers, or sending messages between troops? Artillery spotting and aircraft identification. No multiple choice here. What inspired the invention of the Easy Bake Oven with a light bulb as a heat resource? Pretzel machines. And the last question, what is the main feature of My Little Pony dolls? No multiple choice here. Brushable manes and tails. And our bonus question, who was the first person to set foot on the moon after Neil Armstrong? And here we have our quiz rewards. Please tell us what you got in the comments. Thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.